Joe, it is good to have you step back into the shade room for a second time. We need to have some serious questions considering everything that's going on. So let's get into it.
Okay.
So we've been in the shade room comments, and Black women have been feeling as though our voice is being muted in this movement. And we want Black women leaders to be appointed in high places. So you said your VP will be a woman. What's the likelihood that she'll be Black?
My whole administration is going to look like the country. There are a number of women that we picked to began the background checks. A number of them are African American, as well as Latino, as well as Latina, as well as white. And so the chances are as likely as there is that it would be anyone else, but it's going to be a woman. And I did make a commitment as well, because I think it's critically important that the court look like the country, that the first appointment, if I get elected president, have an opportunity to appoint a Supreme Court justice, will be an African-American woman. Here's what I'm looking for in a vice president. Someone who is like with Barack and me. I asked him why he picked me. We went through, this is a long time ago. He said because he knew I'd never be intimidated when I walked into the Oval Office. I'd tell him the truth. I would tell him to him privately. I would never just be a yes person. And when we disagreed, I'd say we disagreed.
Okay, so you're not gonna spill the tea on who you're choosing. Black people are tired of protesting and not seeing real change be implemented. There are initiatives like the 8 Can't Wait initiative that was just launched, and it shows us that police body cameras were not enough to reduce police violence against people in our communities. So what steps are you taking to address the Black Lives Matter movement if you're elected in November?
In the first 100 days of my presidency, I've committed to create a National Police Oversight Commission so that we need each and every police department of the country to undertake it, a comprehensive review, how they hire, how they train, how they teach de-escalation. I think we have to have significant changes in the way in which we teach police about the use of force and de-escalation. I think we have to make sure police officers have a high standard so that that so many, I might add, already follow. The majority already follow it. On top of working to give the Department of Justice more authority in the Civil Rights Division, to allow them to go after, do what we did in the bill I passed a long time ago, look at pattern and practice of police investigations. That's the only thing that allows the federal government to go in and look at those local police agencies. Here's what I think we need, and you and I talked about this a little bit in the bus. The bottom line here is, until there is genuine economic justice, access to wealth, it's not going to fundamentally change in my view.
What's not going to fundamentally change? Police brutality?
We can change police practices, but in terms of giving African Americans and Latinos the opportunity to succeed, they must be in a position where they can succeed.
I know that there's an issue with economic equality, and racism is generally, it's just systemic. Racism will still exist even if we implement change in police departments across the nation, but we need to know, how bold are you going to be in taking these steps? There are some people that are calling for people to defund the police.
When I met with the family on the telephone, I spent a long time with his brothers and sisters, etc. They said, we need our help. We want justice to be brought. I said, I will do everything in my power, not only to see that these charged, but they're all charged. Guess what? The protest already mattered. All 4 police officers are charged now, number 1. Number 2, you're beginning to see systemic change take place in some departments on their own. Look, for example, you saw a lot of police taking a knee with protesters, joining arm in arm with the protesters. They have to become part of the community. They get to know one another. That's the whole idea of community policing. They get out of their cars, know who owns the local corner store, know the people in the block, be able to know them by their first name and know the cop by their first name. There's a lot we can do to change the dynamic. And there's an increasingly larger number of Latino and African-American police officers as well. And they sometimes get in trouble,
But here's
too.
the thing. In Atlanta, we saw that there were 6 cops, 5 of whom were Black, who pulled students,
Judith, we have to wrap,
out of their car during a protest.
That's why you got to get down to dealing with the culture of how police are trained and what, in fact, is appropriate behavior and inappropriate behavior.
So
and
train.
we can do that.
Okay. Well,
you.
hopefully we can.
I hope you'll invite me into the room one of these days.
Oh, absolutely. Come to the room. Thank you so much for stopping by, Joe.
Take care of yourself. Be safe.
Thank you. You too. Oh yeah, see, we love that you wear a mask, Joe.
No,
we
it's
love that you wear a mask.
It really is. Put mine on. Have here. Okay, anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.